Is a pole shift imminent, and could it cause a cataclysmic global earthquake? We usually call it pole flip or pole reversal. Geologists call it geomagnetic reversal. Magnetic reversal, redirecting and a change of the Earth's dipole magnetic field so that the positions of the magnetic north and the magnetic south are interchanged. The Earth's magnetic field alternates between periods of normal polarity, where the predominant direction of the field was the same as the present direction, and reverse polarity, where it was the opposite. And these periods are called chronos, or chron in Greek, meaning time. The reversal occurrences appear to be random. There have been at least 183 reversals over the last 83 million years, according to what geologists have found. So on average, they happen once every 450,000 years. The latest, called the Brunhes-Matuyama reversal, happened about 780,000 years ago. And from what I remember, that's the last time the super eruption of Long Valley volcano happened in the United States. Now, with widely varying estimates of how quickly it happened, some sources say the most recent 4 reversals took on average 7,000 years to occur. Some suggest that the duration is dependent on latitude, with a shorter duration at low latitudes. And others estimate the duration of full reversals to vary from 2,000 to 12,000 years. And we know what happened about 12 to 13,000 years ago. We had the Younger Dryas comet impact, although some reversals may be as long as 70,000 years. So, geomagnetic reversals or pole shifts, pole flips, the shift in the Earth's magnetic field, where the magnetic north becomes the magnetic south and vice versa. This is a natural process happening hundreds of times throughout history, typically every 200,000 to 300,000 years, with the last major reversal occurring 780,000 years ago, as we said. The reversals are not instant. They take thousands of years to complete. Experts indicate that the pole flips pose no immediate threat to life and that they do not cause environmental catastrophes, according to NOAA's data. And during the reversal, the magnetic field strength drops significantly. We have a magnetic field strength dropping now, according to space weather. We're going to see how it is. Sometimes the poles experience an excursion where they start to flip but return to their original orientation rather than fully. So according to space weather, and I'll leave a link below for you so you can see for yourself, they measure the magnetic weaknesses, and the latest space weather with balloon data. Almost once a week, they say, according to space weather, the students of Earth sky calculus fly space weather balloons to the stratosphere over California. The balloons are equipped with sensors. They detect cosmic rays and radiation from space that can penetrate all the way down to Earth's surface. And they monitor, they've been doing that for the past 10 years. And they have the radiation sharply decreasing in 2024. Latest measurements, November, registered a 10-year low. So what's going on? Ironically, the radiation drop is caused by increased solar activity and the sun's strengthening, increasing tangled magnetic field repels cosmic rays from deep space. And according to scientists, the Earth's magnetic field has weakened by about 10% over the last 200 years. That's a lot. 10% in over the last 200 years. The growing weak spot known as the South Atlantic Anomaly SAA, spanning from South America to Africa, is causing increased satellite malfunctions, while alarming experts say it's natural, likely temporary fluctuations rather than a catastrophic event. The rapid weakening spot since 2020, a new intense area weakening has been observed over the Atlantic Ocean south of Africa. The weakening is linked to reverse flux patches, which are unexpected magnetic field lines going back into the core rather than coming out of Earth. And what that means? The weaker shielding allows more charged particles from space, cosmic radiation, to reach low Earth orbit, disrupting electronics on satellites. Scientists say the current field is still strong compared to historical averages, and there's no evidence of an imminent cataclysmic pole reversal. The magnetic field is shifting, with weakening in some areas and strengthening in others, like over Siberia, which impacts magnetic navigation. Now, the pole shift, would it cause a cataclysmic global earthquake? Scientists are telling us it's a matter of time before Earth's magnetic poles reverse again. And when it finally happens, what will that mean? There's a lot of debates of what could happen. People agree that if the Earth's physical poles were to suddenly reverse, it would be apocalyptic. We would experience extreme violent storms and continents would be ripped apart by earthquake activity. But scientists say that such a scenario is highly unlikely. And as they said, they claim that it could take thousands of years. It would happen slowly, in other words. Government officials repeatedly claim that a magnetic pole shift would not be that much of a big deal, but others warn that a sudden magnetic pole shift could cause every major fault line on the entire planet to rupture all at once. And you can imagine what that would mean. Magma would be coming up. We would have earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The end of the world as we know it would come in any number of ways, depending on who you ask. So they have different opinions. For now, try to imagine the whole Earth violently trembling all at once. Every mountain and every island would be shaken. Ben Davidson of Space Weather News is convinced that such an event could wipe out approximately 90% of all life on Earth if that happens. He's the founder of Space Weather News, and he shared the dramatic prediction on the Matt Beal Limitless podcast. So what does he believe could happen? How about tsunamis, climate chaos, and even mass extinction events? There's no minor event either. It's not minor. It could be capable of wiping out up to 90% of all life on Earth. Officials are telling us that Davidson is completely wrong, that we don't have to worry about anything concerning a pole reversal. But what if he is even partially correct? And according to Davidson, a magnetic pole shift happens about every 6,000 years, and he believes that we are in the middle of it right now. He said, this is a near extinction level event, and we're in the middle of this right now. He explains that it's a cycle that occurs every 6,000 years or so. Not only that, but a more severe event takes place every 12,000 years, he says. But the good news is we are not in the middle of that. So it's true the magnetic poles have been moving. The Earth's magnetic field has been getting weaker, as we said. It's 10% lower in the past 200 years. And nobody can deny these facts. The movement of Earth's magnetic North Pole accelerated dramatically since 1999. And recently it's been moving at a pace of a whopping, you won't believe this, 37 miles every single year. The rapid movement of Earth's magnetic North Pole puzzled scientists in recent years. It shifted from its usual position in the Canadian Arctic towards Siberia, and this has accelerated dramatically since 1999, driven by changes of the planet's molten outer core. The study published by Nature Geoscience gives us the details explaining two massive blobs of molten iron in Earth's core contribute to this migration. And as a result, the pole is shifting up to 37 miles every year, a rate much faster than previously observed. Scientists are monitoring this very closely because it's a very unusual movement. Overall, the Earth's magnetic North Pole has moved over 2,200 kilometers since 1830s. So what is causing this 2,200 kilometers? We're being told that there are two gigantic blobs of molten iron inside the Earth that have created a colossal tug of war. These materials create patterns of magnetic flux influencing the position of both magnetic poles. These blobs of molten iron develop under the Earth's surface in the outer core near the boundaries of the mantle, and they have a tug of war effect with one beneath Siberia, gaining strength and causing the pole to drift in that direction. So what will happen if this global game of tug and war ends in a sudden movement? Needless to say, any sort of dramatic shift in the magnetic poles would render our navigation system, GPS, useless. And as this is one consequence that's easy to predict, and it's likely that we would also have much more serious consequences to deal with if a sudden magnetic pole shift were to occur. Many believe that the weakening of Earth's magnetic field, as is happening 10% less in 200 years, as we said, is another sign that the magnetic pole shift may be coming. And according to CBS News, the researchers claim that the magnetic field of our planet has been weakening 10 times faster than previously believed. That's alarming because the Earth's magnetic field protects us from cosmic rays, cosmic radiation. And without it, we would be getting absolutely blasted by extremely high levels of cancer-causing ultraviolet radiation, which is bad not only for humans but also for life and plants on our planet. The USGS insists the fact that the Earth's field is getting weaker does not necessarily mean a magnetic pole reversal is going to happen. But that sounds like wishful thinking. Without any evidence, it suggests the field may actually get stronger at some point, but they're not telling us how. What that tells us is that they have no idea what really is going on. And it's a fact that the magnetic North Pole has been steadily moving in the direction of Russia, 37 miles every year. And the fact that the magnetic field of our planet has been steadily weakening faster for a long time, 10% in the past 200 years. So what does this mean for our future? What we do know is that there have been a lot of unusual earthquakes this year. For example, magnitude 4 earthquake hit New Madrid fault zone last week. It could be a possibility that the New Madrid fault zone is waking up. And it's being reported that this was the largest quake to hit the region in more than 20 years. We have so many natural disasters. Is it a preview of things to come? If the Earth's magnetic North Pole and Earth's magnetic South Pole suddenly flip, it's difficult to believe that it would not cause at least some level of global chaos. They want us to believe that magnetic pole shift would not be a major event at all. Of course, nobody knows exactly what the magnetic pole shift would look like and what that would cause, because none of us have ever lived through anything like this. But we do know that it's a countdown. The clock is ticking until the new one comes. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.